News of no news. So I was going to talk about Mitch McConnell unveiling the new proposal, but doesn't look like he's going to do that. Not today. Maybe Monday. So that's the talk. He was on the Senate floor earlier today and pretty much said that he wants to let the administration kind of look over this proposal. So he's going to let the White House look it over, and then they'll go from there. But we still have stuff to talk about because there are a few things on here that have conveniently leaked a few things. So we do have some stuff to talk about. We do know as far as what they're looking at when it comes to another stimulus check. We know about the payroll tax cuts. We're going to talk about that. Uh, there was a press conference earlier today. President Trump had a press conference, and he was talking about a few different things. I want to talk about a few things that he talked about, the FBI building, which I thought was really interesting. Um, so, yeah, we have some stuff to talk about. And then we also have to talk about support. The Republicans, they're not really supporting the president. And I'm going to show you the reason, or I'm going to show you the way that they're not supporting the president. And so we'll talk about that as well. So as you guys come in the room, please do me a favor. Hit the like button as you come in. That helps us promote this out, helps YouTube see that people are here, they're watching, they're liking what they're seeing, and they'll promote it out to more people. And I'm going to do this in segments. So I'll have 4 different segments. And then what I'll do is I will re-edit the segments and then make videos of those segments. Just so if you want to just watch one part of it later on, or if you want to share just one part of it, you can do that. So I think I'm going to start doing that with the majority of my live streams, because if I do a live stream for an hour, not too many people have a full hour to sit and watch a live stream. I appreciate all you guys for doing that, but not everybody can do that. So if I break it up into little segments, then it allows people to watch certain portions of the live stream. So we're going to go ahead and get started very shortly. I see some people already in the building. What's going on, Lori? Oh, you know what? Lori is going to be one of our moderators here. Let me make that change right now. Oh, don't move, don't move. Let's see here. All right. Okay, Lori, you are now a moderator. Thank you very much. Lori's been helping out a lot in the Discord. So we have a stimulus check group. It's a Discord. There's a link in the description. Go ahead and click on that link. We do giveaways almost daily. So $50 giveaway, and I'll just let you have to have a Cash App. Okay, there's 2 ways to win. You can either do it. You know what? We might do. Yeah, well, can we do that? Yeah, we can do a giveaway. We can do a giveaway today. So we're gonna do one on on the live stream at the very end. Please remind me because I could forget. But we can do a Cash App at the very end. I think that'll be pretty fun. Cash App giveaway. Now you have to have a Cash App ID. Okay, so if you do not have a Cash App ID, you're not going to qualify. If you give me the wrong Cash App ID, you're still not going to qualify. I won't be able to send money to you. So make sure you have a Cash App ID. But so we'll do that at the live stream. It's going to, or in this live stream, it's going to be similar to the way I do it on the Discord. But join the Discord because every day you have an opportunity to win if you're tuned in. So this should be pretty interesting to see how this rolls out, since we'll have a lot of people on when we do it. But yes, we'll be doing that at the very end. So let's see here. We'll get started shortly. If you can hear me, see me, all that good stuff, just let me know. That way that helps me out so I know everything is working properly. Um, let's see. All right. All right. Everything looks good. A little bit of coffee, and then we'll go. Okay. All right, guys. So the first story, okay, I need to start this as because I'm going to edit that. I have to think about that. I'm editing it, so I have to kind of start. What's going on, everybody? So the first story we're going to talk about today is the payroll tax cut. So it's no longer on the table. It is no longer on the table. I'm going to show you. Let me show you a clip real quick. Actually, it's not a clip. It's the
McConnell's office just put out a statement a moment ago about the Phase 4 relief package, CARES 2, saying, quote, it's tailored precisely for this phase of the crisis. Yet it does not include your payroll tax cut. So do you believe it's perfectly
Yeah, I'd like to
tailored?
see a payroll tax cut. I think it's great for the workers. The Democrats would never have gone for it. They don't want it. They're not big into the workers, I guess. And based on that, I told them last night, I told the Republicans who have been working very hard on this, I'll tell you, and they want what's right for the country. And hopefully the Democrats ultimately will. But I said, I think a payroll tax would be good, but you're not going to get it from the Democrats. We need their votes, as you know. It's not like, we have a majority, but it's not enough that's why I guess we have an election coming up. So you still need Democrat votes, and we're not going to get the Democrat votes on that. So I'd like to see it. I think it would be very good for the workers. But if we're not going to get their votes, I guess we have to go on to the next thing. A payroll tax cut would have been very good. And maybe something happens. Yes.
All right, so you guys saw that. So, and I don't know, I showed the tweet earlier. I don't know if I was reading it, but I don't know if you guys could hear that. So I still need to work out some details. So if you couldn't hear that, I apologize. At least you could see it and read it. But anyway, you guys saw President Trump there talking about the payroll tax cut. And I mentioned this, and you guys know this, a couple days ago, and even before that, I was talking a little bit about the red line. So President Trump last month, he drew a red line and said, this is it. Payroll tax cut, if it is not in the next stimulus package, I will not sign it. And then last week, he said, I would consider not signing it if it's not in the next stimulus package. So right there, he started kind of backpedaling on that. And at that point, I knew it was probably not going to be in this next stimulus package. And so sure enough, it's not in the stimulus package. Now, Mr. Trump, and I don't care if you like Mr. Trump or not. I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat. However, Trump was blaming this on the Democrats and saying that they're the reason why we're not going forward with the payroll tax cut. But the reality is, you had both Democrats and Republicans. You had the second. You have Mitch McConnell. He's the leader of the Republicans in the Senate, second in charge. Mr. Thune, he was not for this payroll tax cut, and so you have a leader that's not for it. Part of the leadership in the Senate. So that goes a long way. That says a lot. And so that was something that was just not going to happen. Stephen Mnuchin was really trying to downplay the whole payroll tax cut. He was trying to convince the president that this is something that is not going to help people right away. It's going to take some time. And so it looks like it is not on the table. And that was one of the things that President Trump really wanted. And Larry Kudlow, his advisor, was just pushing this. Payroll tax cut has to be in the next stimulus package. But it's interesting. I didn't hear Larry Kudlow today. I didn't hear him at all. Didn't hear him. Didn't see him on anything. Didn't see any articles with him quoted. So this whole day went by and you didn't hear anything from Larry Kudlow. At least I didn't. Maybe you guys have heard something, but I didn't hear anything from him. So interesting, very interesting, because this payroll tax cut was so important to the president. The Republicans in the Senate were not feeling it, and they're not on board. So this is one thing that they're not supporting the president on. And so I find that interesting. I find that very interesting. All right, so let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below, and we'll move on to the next story here. All right, so the next story I want to talk about, the $1,200 stimulus check. So it looks like it's going to be $1,200. It looks like it's going to be the same stimulus check that you received in the CARES Act. And that is something that is not good for a lot of people because, for one, the dependents, that's the big issue there. The $1,200 stimulus check was in the HEROES Act. So the HEROES Act that was signed 2 months ago by the House, you had a $1,200 stimulus check, but the dependents, there was no age restriction on the dependents. So if you could be 30 years old. If you're a dependent of someone, you could still receive a $1,200 stimulus check. Okay, so it would be different than what the CARES Act is. The CARES Act is $1,200 for the stimulus check, and then for dependents, it's $500 for each dependent. So Now we're looking at a situation where that's what they want to go with. The Republican senators want to go with the old CARES Act. And what is crazy to me is, you mean to tell me that you waited 2 months, almost 2.5 months. I think it's 2 months and 8 days or something like that. Nancy Pelosi was talking about it earlier today, but it's over 2 months to come up with a plan that was the old plan back in March. So you didn't really do any change. They didn't change anything as far as the 40,000 or less. You saw Mitch McConnell when he put that out there. That's not a part of it. And I'm telling you, that was one of those things where he wanted to kind of put that out there to gauge the public, to see if people were even on board for anything like that. But you mean to tell me all this time and you come up with the same plan that you had before? Pretty ridiculous, I think. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at this $1,200. I think that now this is the proposal. Okay, so the proposal is what the Republican senators want. Now you have Democrats in the Senate. They're all going to have to come together and try to figure this out, negotiate things down. We might still be able to see $1,200 per dependent. That might still be something that's a part of it, but that has to all be negotiated. This is the starting point from where the Republicans want to come. So they're at $1,200. This is another situation where, are you listening to the president? The president said that this next stimulus check is going to be larger than what the Democrats want. Well, we know the Democrats they asked for $1,200. They got it approved through the House in the HEROES Act, sent it over to the Senate. This is $1,200. This is actually less than what the Democrats were asking for in the HEROES Act, because the Democrats were asking for $1,200 for the dependents as well, which you're not going to be getting in this proposal here. So that in itself is interesting. So now there are two things. The payroll tax cut the president wanted, not going to happen. The $1,200 stimulus check is not going to be more than what the Democrats asked for. And so this might be another reason why they're holding off on, they didn't release it today, and the White House wants to look it over. I'm thinking the White House is going to look over this and say, this does nothing to help help the president in his future endeavors, the re-election. It does nothing to help him, because the things that he put out there that he wants, it's not going to happen. Or at least it's not going to happen. The Republicans don't want it to happen. If anybody's going to be pushing for it, it's going to be the Democrats now. They're probably going to push for a higher stimulus check. Well, they're not going to be pushing for payroll tax cut, but they're going to be pushing for this higher stimulus check. It's not going to be the Republicans. It doesn't look like it. So we'll see where they go with that. But I mean, that was pretty amazing to me that you took all that time and you came up with the same exact structure and everything of the CARES Act. So basically, it's like when you have a big assignment to do and you don't do it and you just copy the last one you did. I mean, crazy. These guys are getting $170,000+ a year and taking a recess every month. And not to mention, they're gone for the week. Their week is done. They're not coming in tomorrow. They had a 3-day weekend. So yeah, the senators have already returned, or I won't say returned home, because some of them stay in Washington, D.C., but they're not planning on doing anything tomorrow. So they get that nice 3-day weekend. But yeah, sure enough, I mean, it's just amazing to me. You take all that time and then you come up with the same exact stimulus check. I mean, wow. So I don't know. Let me know down below. Comment down below. Comment in the chat. Let me know what you guys think about that. All right, now the last story I want to talk about, and this one was pretty interesting. So let me go ahead and show you guys the clip, and then we'll talk about it afterward.
President Trump, the Washington Post earlier today reported that one thing holding up the GOP coronavirus bill is the White House asking that it include language regarding the FBI building in downtown Washington, D.C. Is that true?
I don't know that they're putting it in this bill, but I know they want to have a new FBI building. This one is very old, and it was never built to a very high standard, as you probably have heard, and it's got a lot of danger involved, and panels falling off the outside and pieces of concrete falling off the building. And they want to build it at the site that they have it. They had options very far away from Washington. And I said to him, frankly, you have to be near the Justice Department. There's nothing better than the site. The site they have now is better. But they were looking at sites in Maryland and Virginia and different places, but they would have been too far away. So I have been encouraging them to build it. And if you have a choice. You can renovate the existing building, but it's not a good building. Or you could take it down and build a great building for the FBI for 100 years and have it be incredible, even with tracks on top. They're talking about, we have, because FBI people like to work out a lot, and you could have literally quarter-mile tracks on top. It's a very big site, very wide site. So I think the best idea would be to build a new building, and that way you have it for a long time. Renovation can never be as good as a new building in that case. I know they're talking about it, whether or not they put it in this bill or someplace else, but the FBI needs a new building, and we'll get it done. Thank you all very much.
Okay, you guys saw that, right? A new FBI building. Now, don't get me wrong. FBI building, if they need a new building, that could be something that they could work on when it comes to an infrastructure bill, but not now. We're talking about stimulus package, and they're talking about this FBI building. So part of the $1 trillion that they want to focus on, they want to have build a new FBI building right now. I mean, what? Really? And I mean, I get it. Like the HEROES Act, it had pork in it. I get that. And there was a lot of talk about that. And you had a lot of senators, Republican senators, saying this is dead on arrival. It's got too much pork and this and that. I get it. Why do the same thing? Why do the same thing? Because you know how much flack the Democrats caught for that. And so then you're going to do the same thing, and you're going to be openly talking about an FBI building during a pandemic when we're trying to figure out how to get money to stimulate the economy. We're going to do that. Yeah, sure, it'll stimulate the economy for some construction companies that happen to be in that local area that might be building this FBI building, which I'm thinking this building, it's going to have to be pretty elaborate, just like Mr. Trump was saying. You have the track on the top, 2 tracks or whatever he was saying, so they can work out and all that. But being that it's going to be FBI building, it's going to probably take at least a year for them to build. This is not going to be anything that's going to be fast. But really, come on. I mean, I couldn't believe that. And I don't know what to say about that. I had to show you guys that because it was just amazing to me. But yes, this is something. Now they talked about the infrastructure bill. That is a separate bill. Put that in that bill. That's what it sounds like. It should be in that bill anyway. But you heard what President Trump was saying, and Stephen Mnuchin mentioned this earlier today. It looks like we're going to have multiple bills. So this is not going to be just one stimulus package. You know how Mitch McConnell was saying this is going to be the last stimulus package that we're going to go. We're not going to do another one. This is the final one. A couple of days ago, what did I say? There's probably going to be talk of another stimulus package because we're so close to an election. And if we still have problems, if we're still going through the COVID-19 situations where we have spikes and all that stuff, it's going to be a question that's going to be asked of both President Trump and Joe Biden. They're going to be putting it out there. What do you guys think about another round of stimulus checks or another stimulus package? So there's going to be another stimulus package, and they admitted it today. We're not going to be able to get it all in this one because you have Republicans right now in the Senate that they're not on the same page when it comes to trying to work out a deal. So they don't want to make an all-encompassing bill. They want to, okay, we'll address the enhanced unemployment right now. We'll address maybe the eviction moratorium. We'll address the stimulus checks. So we'll address things as they come up. So Democrats, Nancy Pelosi earlier today, she was like, no, we're not doing a piecemeal. I want to do all, just one big package. The main reason for that is she feels that if you do the piecemeal thing, people are going to get left out. Let's say the essential workers, they'll get left out because they'll get pushed back. And then what will happen is they'll just address the enhanced unemployment. Okay, we'll address that and we'll address a couple of other things. And then the things that are on the lower on the list, they're just going to keep getting pushed back, and then it'll get to a point where it's not even going to be they're not going to get anything. So if you do it all one big bill, like the $3 trillion like they were talking about, because it might end up being $3 trillion anyway. If you're going to do these separate bills, we might be looking at $3 trillion anyway. I mean, you want FBI. I don't know how much an FBI building costs, but I would imagine it has to be one of the most high-tech buildings in the U.S., so it's probably going to cost a lot of money. So anyway, it was just interesting to me. I had to share that story. FBI building, what? I mean, yes, I think they deserve an FBI building, but right now I think the focus should be on the American people, stimulus checks, a stimulus package, money for small business. They are talking about more PPP money. So I want to know what you guys think about this. So in the comment section, let me know what you think about this FBI building that they're talking about here. All right, the last story that I want to talk about, and then we're going to go into the chat. I know you guys have some questions, so we will answer some of those questions in the chat. But the last story I want to talk about is the support. So I kind of alluded to this earlier, but when it comes to the support of the Republicans are not supporting Trump. They are not supporting Trump. And with the payroll tax cut, that was the first thing. That was the first sign. It's like, okay, they're pulling back from President Trump. Usually they're, a lot of politicians are afraid of Trump. Republican politicians are afraid of Trump because he does carry a lot of power when it comes to votes. And you'll see that he can just send a tweet out and all of a sudden, you're doing bad in the polls and you might lose an election. I mean, that's the reality is that's the way it's working. So the fact that they were against the whole payroll tax cut, and I'm telling you, it wasn't the Democrats, because what person? Let's just look at this as a negotiator, and President Trump has always touted, I'm a master negotiator. What person is going to take something off the table before negotiating? Like according to him, he took it off the table. Right? He took the payroll tax cut off the table, and before the negotiations even started. So that's like if I'm going in to buy a car, and I always go to car dealers, whatever. I'm going in to buy a car, right? And the sticker price is $20,000, and I want to pay $15,000. That's what I want to pay. But I say, you know what? I'm not even going to ask for $15,000 because they're not going to go for $15,000. Well, if I don't ask for it, then they're surely not going to go for it. How's the saying go? Like, if you don't ask, the answer is always no, or something like that. So in a situation like that, he didn't even come to the table with anything. He didn't want, according to him, he didn't want the Republicans, the senators and the Republican senators to even put that in the proposal. So you're definitely not going to get it if it's not even in there. So it's interesting to me that the Republicans in the Senate were like, look, we're not doing this payroll tax cut. That is not going to be in there. So they're not supporting the president, even after the president say, I'm drawing a red line. And now we're seeing him have to backpedal from that. It doesn't look good, right? It doesn't look good. It doesn't look like you have a unified front if you say something and you think you have support from the Republican senators, and then you have to change your tune. And then now it's off the table, right? And so that was one thing. Now the other thing, the stimulus check, $1,200. He said at least twice that this next stimulus check is going to be larger than what the Democrats want. So what do? They make it the same, actually even less, so $1,200 stimulus check, just like the CARES Act, which is less than what you would get if you go with the HEROES Act. So not only did they not do the payroll tax cut, but they didn't give him what he wanted when it came to a stimulus check. And that's going to hurt a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people are going to take notice of that, because there are people that have contacted me and told me, hey, he said it's going to be larger than what the Democrats want. That's good. That means it's going to be more than $1,200. I'm going to be really disappointed if it's less than $1,200. I've had several people tell me that just in the Discord. And so it's amazing that they didn't want to go with anything else with that. I don't know. Like, he was part of the negotiating. Why isn't he saying, look, I told the people I wanted it to be more than what the Democrats want. The Democrats right now want $1,200. It's got to be more than that. apparently they didn't hear that, or something, or the president was just talking and realized, okay, yeah, you know what, I was just talking. I can't really do. We can't really do. Or they can. They can do more if they wanted to. And I would think the president would want to do more because he said he was going to do more. Because that's a campaign ad right there. I want it more than, stimulus check more than what the Democrats want. And then someone makes an ad out of that right before election saying that, and people are getting a $1,200 stimulus check. If that, like I said, it still needs to be negotiated. So we don't know where it's going to be. If anything, if anyone is going to save the president in this situation, it's going to be the Democrats, because they're probably going to be asking for more. At least they're going to be asking for the $1,200 for the per dependent. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. I just think it was amazing that they're not even going with it. Like they're not even trying to go with it. Make it $1,210. I don't know. I'm being silly now, but I'm just saying, like, wow, it's amazing. But anyway, so yeah, let me know, and then we're going to go ahead and talk in the chat. One more thing I do want to talk about, I kind of touched on a little bit, the enhanced unemployment. So what looks like they want to do with the enhanced unemployment is they want to do, you make 70, or you get 70% of your salary. So they're going to need to figure out what your salary is, and then they'll give you, or what your salary was, because you're not working anymore, but they'll try to figure that out and then give you 70%. And I think the way they were kind of doing the estimates, it's like $200 a week instead of the $600 a week. So it's still pretty significant drop. But that's what they're looking at doing when it comes to enhanced unemployment. No talk of hazard pay, none at all. It was interesting that Mr. Trump in the press conference, he was talking about, Democrats, or was it it was a press conference, and the tweet that he put out, like, Democrats don't want to, they don't want to do anything for working people. Well, one way that you can really show your appreciation for hardworking people that have been working through this whole virus situation is to give hazard pay to these people. And I have not heard any Republican talk about hazard pay, none at all. So we'll see. We'll have to see what happens next week. So the plan is on Monday, we should hear something on Monday. We'll probably hear something throughout the weekend. I'm sure there's going to be some more leaks that are going to come out, but nothing is going to happen tomorrow because they're not going to be working tomorrow. They're going to be off. So we might hear some leaks tomorrow, but we're not going to see anything official. They're not going to put anything to paper and show the people. So we're probably looking at something on Monday happening, and I'll be back on live Monday. I might even do a Sunday live show. I'm not sure about the Sunday live show, but for sure on Monday I'll be back live. I'll let you guys know. The best way for you to find out that I'm doing lives is to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and then that way you'll be notified when I come live. All right, so this is crazy. I've been following politics for a very, very long time. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a situation where you have so much division within one party. And Republicans, I will say one thing, when it comes to Republicans, they're pretty, they toe the line. Like they will not, even if they're not on the same page, they won't let you know they're not on the same page. They're usually pretty tight-lipped when it comes to that, and they'll if it's what the president wants, like I was saying, and I said this previous videos, that Mitch McConnell wants to please the president. That's what he wants to do. So he's going to listen to what his demands are. Well, he listened, but he didn't do anything about it. Like, it's crazy. The major demands that the president put out there, he didn't do anything about them. So anyway, I have not seen division like this. And I mean, you have some senators that are just saying we don't need another stimulus package. Then you have senators that are saying we're going to do more than one. Like they're now talking about doing multiple stimulus packages because they can't just do one because everybody can't come together. So this is crazy. This is crazy, but it's, it gives us a lot of stuff to talk about. That's for sure. One thing, and I'll tell you guys this, next week, when the proposal comes out, and it will only be a proposal, it still needs to be negotiated, so that what we see is not going to be the final deal. They're going to have to negotiate it down. They have to work with the Democrats to negotiate, and so we still have, there's still hope for different things. So once we see this proposal, there's still hope. One way that you can get your voice heard is just by contacting them. Contact them, let them know what you want. I mean, if there are enough people doing it, trust me, it's going to have an impact. It will have an impact. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to go to the chat now. So if you guys have some chats, if you guys have some questions, comments, all that good stuff, put them in the chat, and we'll pull that up. But yeah, this is crazy. I don't know what to say. I was all set today to come on and say, hey, this is what the proposal looks like, and then they dropped the bomb like, oh yeah, we're not going to do that. And we're not going to do that. As a matter of fact, we're gonna go home. We're gonna take a long weekend. We'll be back. Wow, amazing. All right, let's see here. Wow, I got a lot. Oh well, there's way too many rooms. Okay. Okay, all right, I'm gonna go from about halfway. There's a lot of stuff in here. So I apologize if I do not get to your questions. I apologize. If you put at TEC, when I skim through, I'm usually looking for that. So at TEC or at Travel Explorer Click, that's usually how I can figure out that you have a question or you have something to say. Because if not, I'll kind of skim through it because there's a lot of comments in here. I can't even count them. But thank you guys all for stopping by. I really appreciate it. The show's getting popular. You guys are liking the late night show. So I appreciate that. One thing, if you guys can do this for me, I'd love to get over 1,000 likes. We're at about 676 right now. So if you guys could please, if you have not done so, hit that like button. So YouTube will know to promote this out to more and more people, and we'll go ahead and look at some of these questions here. Yeah, but this is unfortunate. We don't know what the final proposal looks like yet, so maybe it will change over the weekend. Maybe this is one of the things they wanted to have a little bit of time. They kind of leaked out a few things. They leaked out the $1,200 stimulus check, so maybe they're going to change that. Maybe they'll say, hey, you know what? We need to make a change because $1,200 is not going to work. So maybe we'll see something like that. Let's see. All right. Let me move on down here. Yeah, and then one of the things, yeah, I'm always thinking about different things as I see some of the comments you guys are writing. But one of the things, it's crazy for the Republicans not to be supporting the president and trying to get him reelected. I would think that would be their motivation in just going along with some of the stuff that's out there. But it's just amazing to me that they're not. Like, how are you going to be in a situation where someone says that they want something and they're the leader of your party? President Trump is the leader of the Republican Party, but how can you just not want to go with what he's saying? Like, I don't get it, and yeah, I don't get it. And if you're President Trump and you are that master negotiator, how are you not being able to negotiate this stuff with your own party? Same interests. Okay, all right, All right, I'm going to start pulling up these questions here. Is this working? There it goes. Pretty slow. Or did it freeze? Let me know if you guys can see that question. Looks like it froze to me. This thing is a little buggy. So let's try it one more time here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it wants to pull that question up. All right, we'll move on. We will move on here. I got to get used to this whole setup here. Vote, vote, vote. Yes, vote, vote, vote. So one good thing about this whole situation, and I think most people are on the same page when it comes down to we're paying attention to what's going on a lot more than we probably have in the past. And so I think the good thing that will come out of this is people will hold these politicians accountable, and by either voting for them or not voting for them, finding out what they're interested in or not. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just one of those deals where now that we're all here and we know that there's help, there's potential help for a lot of people, and they're just kind of dragging their feet. That's going to have a major impact on the election. I think we're going to be looking at an election that's a lot different than a normal election. Okay, Nate Jess. Let's see. So I don't know the answer to this question. We'll have to see what happens, but will it be 70% of your gross? I would think it would be of your gross, not your net. Yeah, I think that would be just too brutal if it was your net. I would say it would be your gross. I don't know how they're going to figure this out. Like, of course, they're going to have to look at your taxes, but this is going to take extra time. It's going to take extra time for them to go through all this stuff. So we saw the first, the CARES Act, how they were struggling to get the payments out to people and everything like that, and trying to figure out the whole dependence. And we still haven't heard about the dependence from the CARES Act, from the first CARES Act. IRS commissioner said by the end of the month, by the end of July, these checks will be going out. We still have not heard anything. At least I haven't heard anything. If you guys have heard something, please let me know, because I have not. But I mean, it's amazing to me that that they think. I guess you have different people working. You have the senators saying, okay, yeah, we want to do it this way, and then you have the actual IRS who's going to have to figure it out. Or in this case, I guess it is the I don't even know where that money's coming from. Where's that money coming from? Somebody let me know. The unemployment money. It's the Treasury. Well, yeah, it's the IRS too, but the Treasury Department is where it's coming from. So now Steve Mnuchin's going to have to figure out, okay, how am I going to figure out how to send this money out? So yeah, it's crazy. Okay, I put a question up here, but it's so small I can't read it on my screen. Hold on. Let me make my screen a little bit bigger here. Okay. Is the stimulus package going to be the same as the last one? No, it's not. It's going to be different. And it looks like they're going to break it up. So it's not even going to be like a full CARES Act, or like the HEROES Act was a full package. It's going to be broken up into smaller packages. That's what they want to do. I don't know. I mean, the only thing, and this is very common when it comes to how Congress people work. I mean, they want to wait till the last. They want that, they have to have that timeline, because if you don't have that timetable, then they're not gonna get anything done. So by them saying, okay, it's going to expire, enhanced unemployment is going to expire next week. Okay, let's go ahead and get this bill out. We'll get this portion of it out, and then we'll work on another bill later. And so they just keep pushing things off so they can take their recess and stuff like that. Just, I don't know. This is a crazy thing. Jeannie says, I love your videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, I don't think there have been any super chats, but if they have, I haven't been looking, so I apologize for that. But if anybody gave a super chat, thank you very much for the super chat. I'll make sure I keep an eye on it now that I'm watching the chat. But when I start talking, it's all over. I'm not I'm not looking at the screen. I'm just talking about different things. Okay, I keep losing my place here. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Let me open this up, because I put these questions on here and then it looks like it goes away. I'm still learning this software here. Yeah, that's not working. Okay. You all. Okay. So let's see. Do you believe the Dems will counter and prolong the negotiations to enhance unemployment regardless if it passes the deadline? 200. See, and this is the thing that the Republicans know this, and so they know they're basically using the people. They're using the people who are on unemployment as pawns. That's what they're going to do, because what's going to happen is these people aren't going to be receiving the enhanced unemployment, and so they're going to say, okay, well, we can pass this interim bill, which is something that looks like they're going to try to do. We can pass this interim bill, but we got to pass it right now, and then we'll talk about it. We'll extend it for another month, and then we'll talk about it after we get back from the August recess, so in September sometime. So yeah, that could very well be what they're doing. Now, Nancy Pelosi's already said she doesn't want to do that. She wants to have a full package with everything in it, where you can add all the different stuff in the package. That way you can say, okay, essential workers get this, and enhanced employment here, stimulus check here, all the different things. But it doesn't look like they want to do that. It looks like they're gonna use the enhanced unemployment, the people who are not receiving, like if it goes past that deadline, which looks like it probably will, they're gonna use these people as like, okay, well, they're just not gonna get their money until you Democrats allow this to go through, basically. So it's unfortunate. It really is how very insensitive they are. Okay, let's see here. I think there's a better way to do this, because, yeah, let's put these in the queue. That works better for me. Yes, Trump did say, Julie, Trump said he wanted bigger than $1,200. Well, I mean, he said it. We all heard it. Not only did he say it once, but he said it again. And then he said he said that this next stimulus package is going to be generous. It's $1 trillion. We'll have to see what they put in this generous package, but as of right now, I don't see it being generous. You guys will have to let me know if you think it is. But like I said, all this stuff is definitely going to hurt Trump in his reelection, and it's also going to hurt some of the Republicans that are running in the Senate. So yeah, this is not good. It's definitely not good news. I mean, this will hurt all politicians, both Democrats and Republicans. But we know right now what's the holdup. We know that the Senate is holding everything up, and we know that that's coming from the right side of the aisle. All right, let's see. Okay, let's send this one through. See, I send these through and I can't see them. That's the problem. It's just not big enough. So let me try to get this situated. So guys, let's see, where are we? Almost at 1,000 likes. Please, guys, hit the like button if you could do that for us, if you have not done so. The more likes the video gets, the more YouTube will promote us out. So let's see. As the virus progresses, do you think there will grants for work? Well, like grants for work from home jobs? I don't know. Like, what kind of grants would you be referring to? Maybe like, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe like small business loans, maybe some more stuff like that. But I don't know about just like grants for work from home jobs. I don't know. That's a good question. I think that things will change as far as how we do business. So that might be something that maybe not in a stimulus package coming up anytime soon, but maybe in the future of how we restructure the way we do things when it comes to business. That might be something that might be out there, where they encourage people to work from home, or encourage people to have like businesses that are home based, and they might have some different programs and stuff out there to assist with that. Dan saying, it's our money. Yes, it is. It's our money, but they want to be tight with our money right now. That is for sure. Okay, guys, you guys have any other questions? Is there anything that I didn't cover that you had a question about? And I'm just skimming all the questions, so I might have missed some stuff. But yeah. Okay, so here's a question: is it a one-time payment? As of right now, it's a one-time payment. If it's going to be just like the CARES Act, then it's the same criteria: 75,000 or less, you can get the full 1,200. If it's if you make over 70, God, I forgot the I forgot the way. What do you call it? Um, oh man, I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, yeah, if it's under 75,000, then you get the full 1,200. If it's over 75,000, then they reduce it by like 5% or something like that for every 100. Adjusted gross. That's what I was thinking. Adjusted gross income. So you're adjusting gross income. So it'll be the same, the exact same as the CARES Act. So whatever you received in the CARES Act is probably what you'll receive now, unless you made more than that 75,000 and you filed that 2019 taxes after you received your stimulus check. Then you might be receiving less. Super chat. Thank you very much, Al, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Wow, I missed a couple of super chats. I apologize. I'm a bad host. Yvonne, thank you very much, Yvonne, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And don't go away, guys, because we will be doing a Cash App giveaway, $50. We'll be doing that at the end of the show. What time is it right now? How long have we been on here? I usually see the ticker. Oh, there it is. 46 minutes. All right, we got another super chat, sticker super chat. Happy Apple, Miss Happy Apple, thank you very much. She has been so supportive. So, the one thing that really amazes me is like complete strangers. Like I've never met Dolly, I've never met Miss Apple, I've never met Lori. There's some people in here that just go above and beyond. It's like, and I know I'm missing some people. I apologize. Okay, I know I'm missing some people, but there are people in here that I've never met before, and they just go out of their way to help out, and that means a lot. It really does, because I don't know if you guys know, if you've ever done a live stream before, but it gets pretty hectic. There's a reason that not a lot of people do live streams, or if they do it, they might do one every once in a while, because it's pretty intense. There's a lot of stuff going on at one time. You have to be able to multitask. It takes a long time to kind of figure out how to work things. So yeah, it's not easy. It's a lot easier to put out a video, and I can edit the video exactly the way that I want to. I'm not like on the spot to try to figure out, just like I couldn't remember adjusted gross income. So you're just like, So it's a lot harder to do live streams. So it's just good to see support, I guess. This is what I guess that's where I was going with it. Yeah, so when it comes down to it, one-time payment, that's what we're looking at. That is the looks like that's the plan. Now that could change, but we'll have to see where it goes. Yeah, let's see if there's any other questions. And that whole eviction thing, they haven't talked about that either. Are they is that moratorium it ends tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow that it ends. So will they extend that out? Is that something that will be talked about? I don't know. So we'll have to see where that goes. We'll find out next week. We'll find out on Monday what they plan to do. But yeah, the Republicans, they're trying to play that game now where it's going to be, we'll just give you little bits and pieces. We're not going to, we'll do a few different packages. And it's interesting because Mitch McConnell, he was saying, this is it. If we do another, and this is back in June, he was saying, if we do another package, it's going to be one more package and that's it. But I mean, realistically, this could last throughout the rest of the year. I mean, at this rate, it could, because you might have one more that comes out soon, and then they might be talking about another one in late September, October. And then after that, I mean, we have the election coming, so they probably won't do anything right before the election. But after the election, depending on who wins, if Trump does win again, there might be another one. If Trump loses, there might not be another stimulus package until Biden comes in, because Biden can come in and say, yeah, you know what, I want to, do a stimulus package that the Democrats have been trying to push for. So we might see this. I mean, this might last for a while. Yeah, pretty unfortunate. Johnny, yeah, we talked about hazard pay. Basically, right now, they have not mentioned anything about hazard pay. The Republicans haven't. So in the Senate, they haven't talked about it. So it will be interesting to see if the Democrats push for it. because we know in the HEROES Act they did have the hazard pay, and actually the HEROES Act, that's what it was all about. Not, I won't say all about, but that was a major focus, was on the heroes. So we'll have to see how hard they push for it. Okay, let's see here. Let's move on. All right. And what is so Shay, so you're saying, so dependents that's 18 won't get, so right now we don't know exactly what what they have in store, what the Republicans have in store in their proposal. If you go to the HEROES Act, the HEROES Act was giving $1,200 per dependent. There was no age limit. Okay, so they changed that from the CARES Act. The CARES Act was 16 or younger, you would get $500 stimulus check. So, and then but that was the CARES Act. Now, what was bad about the CARES Act in that situation with the stimulus checks and the dependents is you do have people who are old, and just not even old, but let's say you're 19, 20 years old, you're in college, and you're no longer in college because they shut everything down, so you came home and you're not able to receive anything because you're a dependent, you're on your parents' taxes, but that money never came to those dependents. So they made the changes with the HEROES Act, but it's right now what they're talking about, what the Republicans are talking about, is they want to go with the old CARES Act, so they don't want to address that $1,200 for dependents, and then we don't know what's gonna happen when it comes to how old, if they're gonna make accommodations for age or anything like that. And Nikita, the child support. So if they go back to the HEROES Act, or I'm sorry, if they go back to the CARES Act and they make it just exactly the same, then it's going to be the same criteria. So if you owe back child support, then you will not qualify for a stimulus check. So we'll see what they do with that, but that's where we are right now when it comes down to it. All right, let's see. We got anything else here? Okay. So if you guys have questions, just put @TEC or @Travel Explore Click. Okay, we got more super chats. I'm really bad at this. I went and bought this I don't know, this is like 34-inch monitor. So it's huge, and then I have this little monitor off the side too, a little smaller monitor. Let's see. Samuel, thank you for the super chat. So if someone already claimed unemployment and just started to get payments, does it mean that they will still receive the $600 per week pass? No. So they'll give you retroactive. So if you just started receiving it, they're going to give you, or like if you have any retroactive, they're going to give you that retroactive, but they're not going to, well, we'll see. The talk right now is that they want to extend it. So they want to extend the enhanced unemployment at that same rate, at the $600 per week, and then create a new bill that will, so you might get a couple of weeks of $600 if they extend it. But in the current situation, let's say next week they figure out, okay, we're going to go ahead and put this proposal through, it gets passed. Well, then, yeah, you're not going to get that additional, no. If that makes, I'm hoping that makes sense. So the talk was they don't have enough time to get this next stimulus package out before the expiration of enhanced unemployment at $600 at the current rate. So what they were going to do is just have like this interim bill that they were going to put through, maybe give them another couple of weeks. That way they can get this next stimulus package all done with the new enhanced unemployment, where it'd be 70% of your salary. So that's what the plan is. So if they do it that way, then you might get a couple of extra weeks of 600. But if not, then whatever it is, you'll go down to the 70% if they can get it done before, which it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get it done before this whole expiration. So I hope that helps answer your question there. Walter's in the building. What's going on, Walter? Good to see you, buddy. So Walter is we have a whole new genre of YouTubers, stimulus check YouTuber. This wasn't a thing back 5 months ago, 6 months ago, but now it's a thing. But yeah, Walter has a channel, so you guys check him out. And the easiest way to check people out is if you're looking at the chat. There should be 3 little dots on the right side. Just click on those dots, and it will take you over to their channel. Don't do it now, though. Go to Walter's channel after you watch my channel. But yeah, you can go over there and you can subscribe to the channel. I think you can subscribe from here, if I'm not mistaken, or it opens it up in a different window. So you don't have to leave me, but you can go there and subscribe to his channel and watch his videos later. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do a giveaway right now. So everybody get in the building. We gotta get over 1,000 likes though. We only need 4 more likes. So 4 people, just hit that like button, and then we're gonna go ahead and do a giveaway. Now, look, you guys need to have Cash App, okay? If you do not have Cash App, you will not qualify. And do I have my phone? Yeah, I have my phone here. And I'm gonna verify it right now and send you the money right now. So if I can't verify you, then you don't win, okay? Now this is gonna be crazy. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. So just so you guys know how it works, I'll tell you beforehand, and then I'm gonna have to try to figure out the best way to make this happen, because it's gonna be just a bunch of stuff going on all at once. So the way that you win, I'm gonna ask you guys, I'm gonna tell you a number. You're gonna have to come up on that number. So I'm gonna ask you to put your Cash App in there. You can only do it once. If you do it twice, that's a disqualification. Okay, so don't do it right now. Don't do it right now. Just hold off. But I will ask you guys to do it, and then when I ask you guys to do it, it's gonna be whatever number that I say, you know, of people. So it's not going to be the first person. I'll tell you that right now. So whatever I say, that's what the number will be. Okay? Afro Guajira. So Afro Guajira, you got to go over to her channel. She needs the support. She's a Colombian YouTuber and a good friend of mine. So if you see that little name, Afro Guajira, click on the 3 little dots and subscribe to her channel. She needs all the subscribers she can get. No, just kidding. No, she's got good content. I'm going to tell you one thing. Colombia is a beautiful place, and she likes to show it off to people. Colombia is one of those destinations that when I tell people I love going to Colombia, they look at me like I'm crazy. But they don't know. They don't know what they're missing, and she will show you the good side of Colombia. So, yeah, go over to her channel. Subscribe. She was just talking about Nikes, I think, some Jordans. $10 Jordans. All right, super chat. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Danita, thank you, Danita. And what was your question here? My state benefits, $74. Wow. After they take out the federal 10%, 6%, so they take away that 600, I only get 200. Wow, that's crazy. They'll only give you 200. That's crazy. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Why are you giving me a $5 super chat? I hope you win this. I hope you win this Cash App. All right, guys. Oh man, that is crazy, Danita. That is crazy. Okay, let's see. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do this. And like I said, your Cash App has to be good. If you put in the wrong Cash App, you are disqualified. Okay. So I'm gonna say a number. And that number, you need to show up in that number. But let me get a little. You guys are putting them way too early. Let me see here. All right. All right, number 8. So you have to be the 8th person. Cash App ID, 8th person. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next person. 8. Jamaica Love. All right. Now that I have to recount this, so let me. I can't confirm it until I recount it. Let's see here. So Lady Jim, no, Deborah was one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I knew this was going to be hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, Jamaica One Love. Okay, now we're going to send you your money right now. So we got to make sure this is correct, because if it's not, it's going to go to the next person. And that would be bad. So I hope you put in the right one. All right, let's see here. Jamaica One Love. Oh, hold on one second. Maybe I shouldn't do this live. Let's see here. All right. All right, so yeah, it's right. There you go, $50. That was so much fun. We're going to do it one more time. So we'll give out another $50. So you guys have a second chance to win. If you guys are still here. Some people probably just said, you know what, I'm gone now. All right. This time I'm actually gonna put a text in of what number it should be. That's the way I should have done it the first time. That way it's easier to count. So when I put the text in, I'm gonna tell you the number in the chat. I'll tell you the number. So from my chat down, that's who will win. Okay, that'll be a little easier for me to count because I got a little confused. All right. So let's go ahead and put a number in. All right, now, like I said, this is your Cash App, so make sure you put the correct Cash App in there. If you're not putting the correct Cash App, you're not going to win. Okay, so here I go. I'm going to do it right now. All right. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What is that? Vox? Who is this? Oh, wow. It got crazy. So who is Wujavox? I don't know how to say that, man. All right, so we'll give you $50. Hopefully this is correct. I think, uh-oh, did I send the first one? Yeah. Wait, give me 1 second. Okay, no, that was the wrong one. I didn't send you the money. Hold on. I didn't send the first one. How do I pull that back? What was it? One Jamaica. I didn't send the first one. Hold on, guys. All right, you know what? I'm going to send the second one, and then I'll send the first one. Put your name back in there, the One Jamaica, and then I'll send it to you again. I don't know why it didn't send the first time. Or did it send the first time? Be honest, man. Tell me. He's going to be like, no, it didn't. It didn't send. I didn't get it. What happened? Okay, let's see. What Joe Fox. All right, Bryce. Yeah, I didn't do that last time. Okay. So Jamaica One Love. Did you get it, man? Let me check. How do I check the... No, you didn't get it. Okay. So we're going to do it again. Here we go. Now, I still have over $500. So just so you guys know what I'm giving, like the money that I'm using, this is the stimulus check. This is my first stimulus check. So I gave away my whole stimulus check on Cash App, or at least I'm doing it. We're about 500. I'll tell you how much we have left in a second. Let me see. Jamaica. All right. Confirm. Sent. All right. So it should be sent to you. All right, guys. I appreciate all your support. And yeah, we're down to $544. $544 left. Now, you want to join our Discord. Link in the description. Check it out. That way, it's usually like once a day if I can remember. Sometimes I forget, but once a day I'll get on there and do the same thing. It's the same way. Just put your Cash App. It'll be a certain number. Sometimes it's like the first person, and sometimes I'll say a different. It's kind of hard though on there. This is a little easier because it's faster, but on there, I might say the 8th person, and then it's like, you just see people. Nobody's doing anything because they're waiting. So yeah, it's easier on here because it's just a little faster. But anyway, yeah, join the Discord. We talk about stimulus check stuff, and this is the perfect time to join because when you get in there, we're going to be putting out information. And today, it was crazy today. There's just all this different information coming out because everyone is trying to find out more information because they said they were going to release stuff today. So everybody was putting them different articles and different videos and things like that. Also, there's a bunch of us that do these YouTube videos. So we share those videos too. So you guys can get in there and see some different videos from some reliable sources, reliable YouTubers. Not everybody's reliable, but there's some reliable YouTubers that put out really good information. So yeah, you guys can catch them over there. All right, guys, any other questions? Any last little questions before we take off? I appreciate all your support. This was a great show. I enjoy doing these, so I will be doing more. Although it's not the best for my algorithm, for the YouTube algorithm. You always hear people talk about the YouTube algorithm. It's not the best because it does kind of, bring down the I don't know how YouTube really works as far as nobody knows how the algorithm works, but it does bring down the live streams usually don't get as many views as a regular video. So YouTube, they do this kind of thing where they put you at a certain level. So if you're getting 50,000 views every video, then usually they'll promote it until you get to around that level, and then they'll just stop promoting you for whatever reason. So because live streams get less, then they kind of put you in that category. Oh, you get about 20,000 or 25,000 views, so we'll stop promoting you at around that level. So anyway, any last questions? Just looking through the chat real quick here. Dolly, thank you for all your help. Miss Happy Apple, thank you for all your help. Lori, thank you for all your help. Those are the moderators in the group right now. Nate and Jess was here earlier. I don't know if he's still here. I don't see him. But yeah, I could not do it without moderators. That's for sure. Just keeping an eye on what's going on in the chat. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any other questions. Dan, thank you very much for the kind words. I appreciate that. And you guys are still putting your Cash Apps in here? What's going on? You guys are way late on that. Yeah. So, and I'll just round it out here when it comes to the stimulus check, and the stimulus package. So for those of you who just came on halfway through, we're looking at Monday. Monday is when we'll probably know more, or at least something official. We have not gotten anything or received anything official yet. Everything has been just kind of, things are getting leaked out. We still don't know. We can't officially confirm that it's 1,200. Now, we've heard CNBC put out information that that's what it looks like is 1,200. I actually think someone did say that it was 1,200, but we don't see it in writing. We don't see it on paper. It has not been presented yet. So once it gets presented on Monday, hopefully it gets presented on Monday, then we'll know. We'll have a better idea. Some things could change. Some things could definitely change. But right now we're looking at a $1,200 stimulus check. It looks like it's going to be the like the one that we had in the CARES Act. So the first stimulus check that we received with the same requirements and everything. Payroll tax cut will not be in this bill. That's another thing. And those are the main things that we have now. Enhanced unemployment, it looks like it's going to be 70%. So 70% of what you make will I would think that's your gross income. I can't see it being the adjusted gross. So your gross income, 70% of that is what they're planning on doing for the enhanced. But the way they were breaking it down is it's like $200 per week instead of the $600. So that is what's being talked about. Hazard pay has not been discussed. We have not heard anything about that. Now, Chuck Schumer was on earlier. Chuck Schumer is the minority leader in the Senate, and he was just talking about. First off, he doesn't have any information because they're not really sharing anything with him yet. They're going to get their proposal ready, and then they'll send it over to him, I guess. But he's still pushing for the HEROES Act. Okay, so just understand that he's still going from that HEROES Act. So when they sit down, you're going to have the Republican senators sitting down with the Democratic senators and the majority leader, or I keep saying majority, the minority leader, Chuck Schumer, is going to be pulling from the HEROES Act. So things that are in the HEROES Act, those are the things that he's going to want to get through. So the HEROES Act did have hazard pay. The HEROES Act had the stimulus check at $1,200, but it also had the dependents at $1,200. With no age limit, so he'll be pushing for that. So a lot of other things. So if you want to know, like if you're ever thinking, okay, well, what are the Democrats going to be pushing for? Look at the HEROES Act. And if you go back, you can check my videos out back in May. That's May 15th is when the HEROES Act was signed. So back around that time, that's when I was putting out videos about the HEROES Act. So check out some of those videos, and you can find out what different things are in the HEROES Act, or you can just go. Nancy Pelosi has it on her website. If you go to her website, she'll have the HEROES Act on there, so you can look at it word for word if you really want to read it. It's 1,800 pages, so have fun with that. But just so you'll know kind of what are the things that the Democrats are pushing for. And that might help you, too. If you want to contact your congresspeople, say, hey, I saw in the HEROES Act that there's money for hazard pay for essential workers. What do you feel? How do you feel about that? Or are you for it or against it, what have you? This is a good time. I'm telling you, this is a good time to really get out there and reach out to these politicians, at least put it on record, because they know, right? Well, it could only help. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt to send them an email or to call them. I have the switchboard numbers in the description of this video. So you can call them and tell them you're not going to be talking to the congressperson, but you can talk to one of their aides and say, "Hey, this is what I want. I'm in the congressperson's district, or I'm in the senator's state, and this is what I want." So you can kind of push that way. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and take off. I appreciate all of your support. We'll be back. I'll probably do a show on Sunday just to kind of talk about things. We might have some stuff that gets leaked. The next couple of days, it's possible, and then on Monday for sure I'll be on live. I might do a long live on Monday, depending on when they're gonna play this out. Like I might do kind of a longer live, just kind of do it while it's happening, while they're presenting it. I might come up and do a live. So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and take off. You guys have a great night, and I will be putting out a video tomorrow anyway, so I'll put out a regular video. That's going to always happen. I still do daily videos. I'll still pick different little topics, and we'll talk about it. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay.